Hey guys, welcome back. Orbomb here, bringing you another one of our tabletop matchups. This is going to be Blacephalon GX, of course, on my side, because you guys know I rep that Blacephalon. Shout outs to Madison Regionals, my boy, Ian, versus my buddy Tony, who's playing Pika Pads. I'm always a fan of Order Pad, and Pikachu Zekrom, still very strong. I'm actually playing a very interesting list. I've put this list on the channel a few times, and there's a few changes I make here and there, just kind of numerical changes about, like, how many of each card do I play. But this is going to be no Alolan Muck, but playing Mew instead to prevent some GX shenanigans. But before we end the video, don't forget to drop a like. I have a bunch of announcements I want to make throughout this video. But this is a tabletop matchup. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. For sure, if you guys like the video, don't forget to drop a like. Try to hit 50 likes for the next day upload. I have another tabletop matchup versus Stall as well. So if you guys want to see that, it's two really good games. Then don't forget to hit that like button. Now let's talk about some small stuff. So as you guys know, there's not too much to commentate about the games. You guys can watch them, and I'll talk about stuff throughout periodically as like things get kind of complicated. But I want to play Cynthia here, and I was debating getting Mew, but I'd rather get more Poipoles. I don't have to get Mew right away, but I decided to get Mew there. We do have Heat Factory in hand. I could draw more if I want to. Having two of those is always good because just to make sure that I always have live B-strings. And I don't really want to put my Heat Factory down, but I guess I will, because I want to make sure I constantly have B-strings in my hand, so I want to draw as much as I can. This gives me another opportunity to get even more Poipoles down, maybe Marshadows for later in the game. I could get a Marshadow now, but just 3 Poipoles, two Blacephalons, turn 1. That's the dream right there. So, I am selling my Oribomb mats again. I'm not super sure, but I've had a couple of people comment actually asking if they want to buy my Oribomb, if they can buy my Oribomb mats. And I recently talked to the old people that used to make my mats, so then distribute them to you guys, and they said they're willing to work with me again. So that means if we can get enough sales, then I could get a mass order of the mats and start shipping them to you guys again. I know a lot of you guys missed buying the Oribomb mat last time. I haven't sold this thing in like what feels like a year. It's been forever. But I know some guys want to buy it, so if you guys are interested in purchasing the Oribomb mats, please let me know through Twitter or through Discord. Speaking of Discord, if you have not joined the Discord, please do. We've talked a lot about some updates on the channel. One is about the mat, but also about post-rotation content and having you guys build decks that I can showcase. So if you guys want more information on that, please do join the Discord. I'm going to have all the updates there. I might make an update video, but the most important thing out of this video is if you are interested in purchasing an Oribomb mat, please let me know through Twitter or through Discord. If I can get enough people saying, yes, I want a mat, then I can actually put in the order and I can get it shipped directly to you guys probably within a week. I remember they got shipped really quickly that last time too. So I have at least one person I know who wants to buy it no matter the price. So I appreciate that. The more people I get to buy the mat, by the way, the lower of a price will be. Usually I start at 30, but if I can get like 20-ish people, then I can go down to 25, and 40 people equals 20 and things like that. You know what I mean? Although 20 is as low as I can go. It just depends on how many people want to buy the mat. So if you guys are interested, please let me know. My opponent is out here setting up his board. Pikachu was really scary because, especially with Order Pad, if you land all those heads, man, you can get that turn 1 tag bull, and that's terrifying. Of course, my opponent did not get much there, which is great for us. This gives me a few turns to set up my board. I decided to use Lily before I started drawing because you never know what cards I can't play. I'm always a little bit worried about playing my third Blacephalon here because I only play 3 Blacephalons in this deck list, right? But I am playing 1 Stretcher because I like reusing my my Mew and my Marshadows and my Naganadels. But I might replace that Stretcher with the 4th Blacephalon. We'll have to see in the future. I do have a 4th Blacephalon coming, so I can actually do that. I'm gonna go ahead and use Heat Factory again. This retreat. Let's see. We can get a knockout here if we have one more attachment in hand. I don't really mind knocking out non-GX because that means I can very easily just okay, we can't do it this turn. But we decided to beast here. Because if I knock out Zero Aura, then all I have to do is knock out Pikachu for game. And once he does that, B-Strings will go wild. So the one thing that I'm worried about Blacephalon right now is because first of all, the list that just won in the Madison Regionals was playing Muck, and I was on the fence about playing Muck because like Zapdos is just a really powerful deck. Jirachis are still out there, but I found that I don't really use Muck even if I am playing against Jirachi decks, and I think I'd rather play maybe even an Absol in here since I am playing Nest Balls right now. That could be a nice little tech. Obviously, you can't play Absol post rotation, but for right now, it could be pretty nice over a Muck. You have the board space for it if you want to play for that matchup. So it is pretty interesting. It's an interesting idea. I'm testing out right now. But here comes the Pikachu ready to mess me up. So he's playing Aether right now. In his current list, he's no longer playing Aether. Aether was really good at some point for keeping the damage minimalized, but it's no longer super useful. I am playing Force in this deck so I can use Welder quickly, more efficiently. Once we get that heat oven, big oven card, it's going to be a lot more useful. But here we are going to be able to take a knockout thanks to Welder being just super bae. Look at that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, enough to take a knockout. We only needed 5. Manual attachment there as well. And B-strings are ready in case he does take a knockout in the future. He did whiff the knockout though, apparently. So we are going to go ahead and get rid of 5, I hope. I hope we only got rid of 5. I know you need to get rid of 6 for Pikachu, and I've been not Pikachu, Reshizard, and I've been testing against a lot of Reshizard. So as you can see, when the stuff only gets like a good start, when it gets rolling, it just steamrolls your opponent. Blacephalon is so strong, and I've been telling people since day one. I had people actually come to me and ask me, "Hey, what should I play for Madison?" And I was like, "Just play Blacephalon, bro." And they're just like, "But I don't think Blacephalon is as good as Reshizard." I'm like, "But Blacephalon beats Reshizard." They're just like, "I don't know about that one." I'm telling you guys, listen to me when I speak. I have predicted the majority of regionals the past few weeks, just to my friends and stuff like that. So if you want some advice, I have a pretty good idea of reading the meta, and I knew Blacephalon was going to do well. I was surprised to see how little Blacephalon did. That's because people just don't play Blacephalon for some reason. They literally just think Reshizard is the inferior deck, but it's not about like what's the quote-unquote better deck. It's about what deck is going to do well against all the popular decks. And Blacephalon just manhandles the majority of them. The only thing it doesn't do well against is Zapbeast. Excuse me. And Zapbeast is just like, it's not an impossible matchup. Because you can like kind of rush them with Nagas, especially if you can get a Beast Energy on a Naga to hit 110. Hitting 110 against obviously is pretty good because Oga Zap. So you can get like an early Beast Energy versus Zapdos. You can take a few knockouts there. Eventually you'll get to the turning point turn. So you can potentially get away with like 4 prizes without even using Blacephalon. And then try to finish the game with like a Blacephalon knockout into a GX attack. So there's ways to win against Zapbeast. It's not impossible. It's actually like more 60-40 in the favor of Zap than it is anything else, in my opinion, of course. I've been playing this deck probably the most since we got the new set because Guardian has just not obviously panned out as well. But I think Guardian will be really good post-rotation, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to go ahead and hit this man. He hasn't taken a knockout yet, so I haven't been able to use any B-strings. So it's kind of weird when your opponent doesn't take a knockout. You're just kind of chilling, like playing slowly. My list is currently not playing Energy Switch. I am thinking about cutting the welder count. I feel like I was really trying to force in 4 welders, and this deck just doesn't need 4 welders. At least that's what I've been finding. So we'll see in the future. But I think I might have to cut out a welder and put in like an Energy Switch and maybe even more energies. I think I'm currently playing 16 if you count the Beast, 15 basics, because you have to make sure you have 12 alone just to beat Reshizard, and if they start giving you some other non-GX Pokemon, you want to make sure you have other options. But here we go, Welder into Beast Energy, just going to finish the game off by finishing off the Pikachu there. So obviously that's Blacephalon manhandling, but of course we got to have a second game, and let's see if Blacephalon doesn't manhandle nearly as well. Let's see what happens then. Of course, I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Tony. Shout out to the sponsors of Guardian Gaming, as always, for the mad support. And shout outs to you guys, man. You guys have been really supporting the channel. I said this on the Discord, but you guys have been amazing. I want to actually, since we're speaking, since we're talking about that, I'm going to my Discord right now to double check the updates tab to see if there's anything I forgot. But Orbomb mats, streams are going to be a lot of post-rotation prep, and you guys are awesome. And also, if you're a Patreon or Twitch subscriber, be sure to message me on Patreon or through like Discord or something like that, because I do have to give you guys your codes for the month. I think you guys get 3 codes. I have to double check on that, but 3 codes each person that's subscribed one way or another. And I appreciate y'all's support. If you guys want to join my Patreon, feel free to do so below. We have different tiers, just different ways of me helping you guys out through physical testing, through deck building. We're going to go ahead and use Marshadow turn 1 because this opening hand is not super great. We had a double Ultra Ball. Losing a B-String sucks. Losing a Welder sucks. Losing 2 energies is definitely not bad. We got our manual attachment in, and we want to get a turn 1 Lily if we can. I believe I'm going first in this game. I know what happened. We had like, by the way, guys, we had like 8 games recorded, and we have lost so much footage, which is why I was going first. This is like, I lost one of the games, and this is like, it's like game 5 or something. We just kept going back and forth to trying to find like the best games, and then for some reason, I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but I lost a lot of footage when it came to the this, so I wasn't able to record nearly as many games as I would like, because I had like so many games recorded, but a lot of them just cut out like halfway through. So these are 2 games that I managed to salvage out of like the 7 games that we played. And yeah, just know that it was pretty 50-50. If I didn't get my great setup, then a lot of the time I ended up a lot of the time I ended up losing. We have a pretty good setup here though, but we don't have Mew, and that's where things are kind of risky. Like I'm debating, I always debate if I want to get Mew, but I always want to make sure I have 2 Nagas down. If I don't have 2 Nagas down, it's kind of awkward. He's gonna bump my stadium. I have a Lysander Labs in hand. Lysander Labs is like my pseudo field blower, because I don't really like field blower in here. I like bumping stadiums as much as possible. I think Lysander Labs is great versus Wheezing too, because it forces them to find the bump in order for them to reattach a bunch of spell tags and stuff. And Lysander Labs we are keeping for post rotation. I'm always back and forth about if I like Labs more than I like blower. Right now I really like the Labs, but I could easily replace them with blower. We'll have to see. But as you can see, Labs have the added benefit of being able to bump stadiums, and it stays there until they can bump it. So it's one of those. It's really proactive, like a blower is, in the sense that, like, say that I could blow away a spell tag and then take a knockout, or I could use Lysander Labs and take a knockout that also prevents that spell tag at the same turn. So it's just as active, but obviously they can bump the Labs. But if they don't bump the Labs, then you get no escape boards, no choice bands, no spell tags for quite a good time, as well as being able to bump stadiums like Wonder Lab and Thunder Mountain and things like that. So of course I am charging up with Nagas, and we have a B-String in hand, but we don't have another Blacephalon down. Looks like I'm just going to go into Marshadow. I don't take a knockout here, so there's not really too much of a reason for me to... Losing a B-String kind of sucks, but I don't want to lose anything else in my hand. But I guess I am losing Stretcher, never mind. So yeah, that Stretcher could buy me in the butt. Once again, I only have three Blacephs, and I'm kind of debating, like here, he might knock out a Blacephalon, so I want to hold on to the Stretcher, but at the same time, B-String just feels a lot more efficient because I could just find me another Blacephalon. I'm not playing Ultra Space in this list though. That's one thing that I'm so back and forth about, because I am playing Forest, I am playing Heat Factory, and I am playing Lysander Labs. So there's 3 different stadiums in this deck. My opponent is really just not having a super consistent time. This list is very good. It's like, it's up there in like a really consistent list, but he has a lot of dead draws here. I think just that turn 1 Marshadow absolutely killed him. So we're going to see if we can take advantage of it. Guzma, Welder, for a bunch of energies. And we can just retreat and take a knockout on the Coco. Of course, he can knock me out the following turn, but that's fine because, well, it's actually not that great because we don't have another Blacephalon. But we'll have to see what happens. Just get rid of 4 of those, take a knockout. 2 prizes, hopefully one of them could be Blacephalon or a way to get it. We're just looking for Ultra Ball or a Draw Spore that can help me find a Blacephalon. But here, all he needs is an energy and he takes a knockout. And of course, Electro Power or a Choice Band, or he can just GX me. And he's just choosing to GX me here just to get rid of that Blacephalon, so I become a little bit more stuck. But now I'm at this point in the game where I just, what am I gonna do? I don't have a Blacephalon down. I lost my stretcher. I can Welder to get a couple energies on the board. I can Lily to draw a few cards. I think my best play is Welder. Get a couple energies attached on the bench and then draw 3 and try to get Blacephalon. Heat Factory is a thing I have now. So I can draw 3 more cards. Let's see. I also have Beast Energy in my hand. That could be nice. Lily, Cynthia, and something else. But looks like no Blacephalon this turn. If I'm not careful. Oh no, he can no longer GX me. So I guess having the Mew down didn't really change anything. But I'm just going to hit this man, I guess. Just weaken him for Naga. Which is fine. Because even if he takes a knockout here, he can't take 2 knockouts at a time. Which means our beast rings will still be live next turn. Now it just becomes a matter of can I get my Blacephalon GX, take another tag team knockout here, and then finish the game off with another knockout or a GX attack? Specifically a GX attack, right? But we have lost 2 Blacephalons, which means if one's prized, we lose the game pretty much because we lost our stretcher as well. Which is, once again, I don't think one's prized because I think I would have known to not toss a stretcher. It's been a few days since I played this game, but I think I would have known if I tossed a stretcher, if a Blacephalon was prized. It seems pretty important. So I know I have the Blacephalon on the deck. Now it just becomes a matter of finding it. I don't want to have to play Cynthia, but it looks like I might have to play Cynthia here. Unless I can top deck Ultra Ball, which would be like Ultra Ball or Blacephalon would be like God plays right now. Here you can definitely take a knockout. There's no real reason for me to for him to attach to himself though, so he does have a second Pikachu down. Probably his best play, to be honest. But at the same time, does he really want to risk? He's gonna marsh out of me. Okay, so our big hand is gone. No more Beast Ring, no more Cynthia. But can we draw out of this situation? I don't think we've used. Actually, that's not true. I'm pretty sure we opened up our game with two Ultra Balls gone. So we know we at least have 2 gone, which means there's at most 2 left in the deck. I don't remember if I used any other Ultra Balls, but finding Ultra Balls is kind of hard. Of course, his hand is not the best either. Maybe we can treasure just a thin, get them out of my deck. But I don't really want to lose my what's it called? My Heat Factory by playing down the Forest. But I don't want to lose my Forest either because Forest could be useful after I abuse my Heat Factory. So this is what happens, man. I definitely misplay on my part because what I should have done is probably waited before I took a knockout until I could stabilize my board a little bit more. Having only 1 Blacephalon that could have very easily been punished. Not the best idea, as we can clearly see. He's going to use the Dene here just to continue to dig. Not really sure what he's digging for though. It's one of those turns where I'm just like, is it super necessary? I don't think so. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe he's digging for something. I just don't realize it. Here's his Zapdos with the Nest Ball. I remember he puts this in his hand, but he's gonna put it on the board. No worries there. And let's see. You can just take a knockout here. I'd lose 3 energies off the board. I'd lose another way to get energies onto the board. I don't know what he's contemplating. He just takes a knockout. He puts it on the other Pikachu because it's the best way. The best thing he can do now is just try to do that over and over again. I guess he's putting on Zero Aura instead. I still disagree with that play. I think you just want to have the chunkier Pokemon that are really hard to knock out. But he has already attached 1 energy to a Pikachu, so maybe that's his thought process, is that he can just manually attach to the Pikachu, get Thunder Mount and stuff like that. Treasure away a Lysander Labs. Okay, that's pretty useless. I mean, obviously Choice Band could be problematic, but I can just grab Lele here. Not really sure what Lele is going to grab me. Or maybe I'm just treasuring away the Lele. Yeah. I'm confused. So, okay, I'm grabbing Lele the first time. And then I'm going to use the treasure to treasure away probably the Lele. Okay, I'm going for the Forest. So I'm keeping the Lele around. Not super sure why. Maybe Lele is a decent attacker. He already GX, so Lele isn't like a super threat to play down. I'm just counting my deck, trying to figure out my odds of drawing into this. If I play the Lele down, that does technically thin my deck out by one extra card. So that might be what I'm trying to do. And I don't have to grab anything because regardless, I'm going to play Cynthia here anyways. Okay, so that's my idea, is I'm trying to thin. There's a Blacephalon GX, but no B-string. Oh, never mind. I lied. All right, there's one B-string. So we do get the knockout here. We only need 4 energies right now, which we will have. Not to mention we have our manual attachment as well. The problem is that he can just take a revenge knockout, and that could be problematic. I did lose the Lysander Labs, which means Choice Band is enough to take a knockout on me. But I do have access to Guzma, and I can knock out that Marshadow. So my game plan here is literally just keep energies around in the deck, keep my Guzmas in the deck in case I do get judged or something like that. I have a high chance of drawing out. That's why you see me ultra balling for nothing, right? I'm afraid of Marshadow, I'm afraid of Judge. I'm afraid of a lot of stuff, but thanks to my ability and a manual attachment, all I need here to win the game is a Guzma, because that's just it. So let's see, I got another energy, and I got Mew off the prizes. Mew being prized, not super important because he did GX me early, so that's fine. It was definitely scary because I couldn't get, that's probably why I didn't get the Mew early, but energy switch here, he's going to go ahead and take his knockout. And now it's literally come down to, can I find Guzma? If I can, if he doesn't Marshadow me here, I get Guzma and I win the game. Or I can GX, but I don't have any more Blacephalons because I tossed my stretcher. So this would be all 3 Blacephalons in the discard pile after he takes a knockout here. And there's the Marshadow. He knows this is his only way to win. So he's going to go ahead. My deck is really thin, as you guys saw. I think there's a total of 10 cards. I know that we have 1 Guzma prize, so we should have 2 Guzmas in there, as well as 2 energies. And a Heat Factory as well, with one of the energies being basic. I'm actually pretty sure we have 3 energies in there. There's a B-string, a Lily, a mysterious treasure, and another B-string. So we're in top deck mode. We have to find Guzma. We have to find Guzma energy, which means we have the top deck in energy, I think. We don't have any more Marshadow. And he's going to take 2 prizes off me here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. And he bumped my Heat Factory, which I think that means we just lost. I can't... No, I think that's just game. Yeah, I think we just lost. I think that's just it. Yeah, never mind. We lost. All right, cool. So that you guys know. Yeah, I would need to top deck Guzma and also nothing else. Because there's the energy I needed, but there's no Guzma here, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm going to treasure, and only 1 Guzma in the deck, which means we used one earlier, and then we had 3 energies in the deck too, which didn't really matter too much because he did bump the Heat Factory, but that is something to keep in mind as well. So, because he has the Choice Band, he OHKOs everything on my board. I can't really retreat into anything. And that's just game. Yeah, we just lost. There's the Guzma, the last Guzma's prize, so a little bit of bad luck there. And then Marshadow definitely killed it. I think I made the right plays there. Obviously, the early game I messed up by, attacking with Blacephalon without really stabilizing my board. But that's the game, man. It was a lot of fun. Definitely a good series. If you guys want a 3rd game, I can get one done for you guys. I just have to talk to Tony about it. Try to re-record a game. Let me know in the comments down below. If you're gonna drop a like if you haven't already, subscribe, share all the good jazz. Please let me know if you guys are interested in any mats, because it would help me immensely as far as getting rid of a lot of this debt I have right now. Plus, I would love to sell the mats again. And if these things do successfully, I can maybe even make new designs. Drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz. Let me know what matchups you want to see me play next. And don't forget to join the Discord for a bunch of updates and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.